Greetings, my name is Randolph Meth. I'm a 25-year-old entrepreneur from South Africa, currently residing in Port Elizabeth, which is also known as Gqeberha. I'm the co-founder, chief financial officer, and director of a company called Silicon Energy Technology. This is a renewable energy company that was started in 2014, but only on a research and developmental level. Currently, the company has a varied focus in terms of its core businesses. The one that drives revenue the most is solar installations for homes, businesses, and private companies, industrial companies, as well as the government. However, that isn't the only focus. We also focusing on manufacturing of renewable energy equipment, and we also want to essentially be involved in the distribution of these equipment, and in so doing focus on the whole value chain. The business was started because the team that is involved and the co-founders are people who are not only passionate about business, but at the core of who they are and in principle are focused on impact and value generation insofar as changing and impacting lives. Currently, Africa and particularly South Africa is experiencing heavy power cuts due to mismanagement of funds, due to poorly managed power stations, and as such, on a daily, we face what we refer to as load shedding, which in essence is power cuts, and it's a prevalent issue in the continent and in the country. And the essence of our existence is to attend to those issues beyond creating economic value, but actually having impact, or rather an impact that speaks to our current problems, and also ensuring that we attend to the environment. I think one word that describes a successful entrepreneur or a young entrepreneur is resilient. Being able to persist and continually stride to overcome issues, especially being in a third world country, being in a continent that is facing the challenges that it is facing. I think it is important that as young entrepreneurs that we can be resilient and sort of overcome any issues that we face with, because I think that sort of signifies our greatness in the fact that we're able to conquer and prosper even in an environment where all odds seem to be against us. I think it's important for young entrepreneurs to exist because, firstly, the innovation that they bring is beyond this world. We have young minds that are brilliant and they heavily centered around disruption. I think the innovation also translates to impact. They innovate and come with solutions that are actually solving real problems that inherently make people's lives better. And I think there's real need and continued need for young entrepreneurs, and the energy and the ability to persist and sort of conquer through any issue that comes within the spectrum of entrepreneurship is something that one should admire. The vision that the team and I have for the business is to grow the company within the next 5 years to be an independent power producer. We also want to position ourselves such that we seamlessly integrate the various business models from manufacturing, distribution to the installation. We also want to become the biggest renewable energy company in Africa, where we are not only offering consulting services, but we on the ground ensuring that people's lives are changed through installations and being one of the biggest suppliers in terms of renewable energy equipment in the continent. We also want to position ourselves to, in the next 5 to 10 years, establish a network of charging stations for electric vehicles, as we see that the global market is becoming more and more receptive to electric vehicles, and we see that Africa and South Africa within the next 5 to 10 years very fertile ground for that to exist. The reason I chose to participate in the Global Student Entrepreneur Awards is because I felt it's a great platform for young and brilliant minds to not only communicate and sort of form a line of communication and collaborate, but I felt it's also a great platform for me to grow and learn in terms of my entrepreneurship journey. Yes, I've been involved in a number of businesses, and Silicon has been the most prominent or the most successful, but I think there was a real need for me to sort of showcase and break boundaries. And thankfully, I won it for the South African leg or the national part of South Africa. And for that, I'm grateful. And I think it is achieving the intended purpose insofar as being able to grow and learn from this opportunity outside of the resources and the advice and the mentoring that I'll get. I think it's a great platform to sort of propel and keep me motivated insofar as me knowing that I'm doing the right thing.